Picture this, it's 1800 BC, the sun's blazing over Mesopotamia, and Chad is setting up a barbecue in a loincloth with stars and stripes. He's got a clay cooler of proto-beer, ready to celebrate American independence, thousands of years early. Absurd? Absolutely. America didn't exist, and neither did the idea of independence as we know it. But let's run with it. What if the American spirit of freedom was always lurking in the Bronze Age? Imagine ancient peoples being lectured on free markets while they're still inventing writing. It's a hilarious way to highlight how America sometimes sees itself as a timeless ideal, even when it makes no sense. This isn't just about bad history. It's about the myth of American exceptionalism. The idea that the US is more than a country, it's a universal state of mind. So what happens if you drop modern patriotism into a world obsessed with sun gods, not the right to bear arms? Grab your papyrus and a cold one. Things are about to get weird. Picture Sumerians, fresh off inventing writing, trying to decode a "Don't tread on me" bumper sticker. They'd probably think it's a warning about a very literate snake. This scenario pokes fun at the American habit of projecting our values onto everyone, everywhere, forever. We assume everyone in history was a future American in disguise. They just didn't know it yet, busy building empires, not dreaming of Costco memberships. It's a bold, bizarre way to view history. Tonight we're diving in headfirst. So, what was the world like in 1800 BC? Egypt's pharaohs ruled as living gods, building canals and temples, not because of democracy but divine right. Babylon was rising with Hammurabi's harsh laws. The Indus Valley had grid cities and advanced plumbing. China's Xia dynasty was laying imperial foundations. The Minoans leapt over bulls for fun. Power was absolute, top-down, and the idea of a constitutional republic was unthinkable. Now imagine America dropped into this world, a freedom-loving nation demanding representation, surrounded by empires. Proto-Americans in buffalo hide vests, angry about papyrus taxes and Babylonian trade routes, would be a historical headache. How do you explain individual liberty to people whose lives depend on pleasing kings and gods? The clash wouldn't just be about land, it'd be about what it means to be a person. The result? The ultimate reality show. Ancient empires meets the Real Housewives of New Jersey. The very existence of such a nation would be a problem for everyone. It's a recipe for confusion and comedy. Imagine Dave from Ohio, time traveling to 1800 BC, landing his Ford F-150 in a Babylonian market. He steps out in a "these colors don't run" tank top, waving a foam finger, and starts preaching freedom to a baffled Akkadian merchant. "You shouldn't have to give King Hammurabi a cut of your profits, that's tyranny," Dave insists. The merchant, loyal to the God-chosen king, just blinks, wondering what a Ford is. Dave whips out a pocket constitution. "We the people! We're the boss, not some guy in a big hat." He tries to explain the Electoral College to Hittite soldiers, who think it's a school for chariot building. Dave's frustration grows. "It's complicated, but it's the best system in the world, trust me." He tries to sell abstract rights to people focused on survival. Dave explains the Second Amendment. "I have the right to bear arms." The Pharaoh's guard shrugs. "So do we. We're the army." Dave, "No, I mean, to protect myself from you." The concept is alien, the state is order, not an enemy. To them, Dave's freedom sounds like chaos. Dave tries to pay for a clay tablet with a credit card. "Do you take Visa?" The merchant offers a silver ring as change. Dave explains interest rates in the stock market to a farmer whose financial plan is store enough grain to survive winter. The farmer asks if the stock market can guarantee rain. Dave's worldview, built on centuries of political and economic development, is untranslatable. He's speaking a language of freedom no one in 1800 BC understands. He's a man out of time and out of context. Every attempt to explain American ideas falls flat. The ancient world's priorities are survival, order, and cosmic balance, not individual rights. Dave's freedom is a foreign language. The more he talks, the more confused everyone gets. The gap isn't just cultural, it's existential. Dave's dream of liberty is met with blank stares and polite nods. In the Bronze Age, freedom means something else entirely. Dave's adventure is less a revolution, more a comedy of errors. He's not changing the world, he's just lost in it. And that's the real punchline. If America was founded in 1800 BC, its founding fathers wouldn't look like Jefferson or Washington. Meet Jedediah the Mighty, a charismatic hunter who gives liberty speeches from atop a boulder, famous for fording the Euphrates, not the Delaware. His teeth, polished obsidian, his legend, epic. Ezekiel the scribe, the Jefferson figure, chisels the declaration onto clay tablets. All men are created equal, endowed with rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of abundant bison. The American flag, 13 mammoths in a circle, the national bird, a saber-toothed squirrel, the Liberty Bell, a giant drum cracked by Jedediah's nephew during a victory bash. Debates are campfire shout-fests. One side wants strong councils to regulate obsidian trade, the other wants every man to control his own hunting ground. The principles are familiar, but the stakes are survival, not abstract rights. For modern Americans like Dave, freedom means being left alone. Freedom from government, taxes, and rules. It's about personal autonomy, property, and saying what you want. This is a modern Western invention, shaped by centuries of political thought. In 1800 BC, freedom meant something else: security. For an Egyptian farmer, freedom was having water for crops, protection from raiders, and a stable society. This was achieved through collective action and hierarchy, not individualism. Dave's individualism would sound selfish, even dangerous. Democracy? Terrifying. Why let untrained farmers make decisions? That's the king's job, blessed by the gods. Good governance meant cosmic order, not popularity contests. Justice was the king's law, clear, absolute, and divinely sanctioned. The American system of lawyers and juries would seem chaotic and slow. In the brutal world of 1800 BC, freedom was the ability to survive another day. The American idea of freedom is a luxury, born of peace and prosperity. In the ancient world, it's about food, safety, and order. Dave's talk of liberty is met with confusion. The ancient world's freedom is collective, not individual. The gap is more than cultural, it's fundamental. What would a Bronze Age American Revolution even look like? In 1776, colonists had clear grievances against King George. In 1800 BC, who's the oppressor? The pharaoh, Hammurabi. Complaints about pyramid labor or harsh laws would be seen as sacred duty or cosmic order, not tyranny. Declaring independence would be bizarre. There's no international community, no allies to appeal to. Your declaration is just shouting into the wind, hoping a rival empire notices. No taxation without representation doesn't work. Ancient government taxation without representation. The king owns the land, you owe him crops or labor. That's the deal. It's not a contract, it's survival. Complaining is like a fish complaining about water. The Bronze Age American Revolution would be a revolt against reality itself. The very idea of independence is alien. The ancient world's rules are absolute. Revolution? More like a cosmic joke. Let's get real. In 1800 BC, North America was home to diverse indigenous cultures. No Americans, no colonies, no revolutions. The ancestors of the Pueblo built agricultural communities. Eastern woodlands peoples hunted, gathered, and farmed. These societies were complex, but not nations in the modern sense. Their concerns were the seasons, the harvest, and spiritual life, not political abstractions. Some had chiefs, others consensus-based leadership. The idea of a republic based on Enlightenment philosophy would have been as alien to them as to a Babylonian. The myth of ancient American independence erases this rich, real history. North America's true story is fascinating. No fictional patriots required. So when did American independence actually happen? Fast forward 3,500 years to 1776 in Philadelphia. The revolutionaries were British colonists, steeped in Enlightenment ideas, arguing for rights they believed were already theirs. The Declaration of Independence was a legal, philosophical argument, not a mystical prophecy. The war was fought with muskets and cannons, not bronze swords. The new nation was a product of its time, a republic with a constitution and Bill of Rights. These weren't timeless ideas, they were specific solutions to specific problems. The American story is powerful because it's specific, not eternal. Making it an ancient myth cheapens the real struggle and achievement. The truth is more impressive than the legend. So, what's the takeaway from this Bronze Age fantasy? History matters. Getting the dates right is a good start. Projecting American independence onto the ancient world is funny, but it erases real history. Still, the desire for a better life, fairness, and control over destiny is universal. The American story is one chapter in humanity's long quest for justice and self-rule. It's not the first, and it won't be the last. The ideals are powerful, but they're not ancient. They're recent, hard-won, and still evolving. Freedom isn't a magical inheritance, it's something every generation must understand and fight for. The real story is messy, specific, and worth remembering. even if you leave the loincloth and bronze musket at home.